Alright, YouTube, bro, this shit is still in my system. This is a quick update. Remember the shit I did, 7 years ago as Doflamingo? It eventually came up on the street? This is a Bow Wow video that represents me in anime. One thing you have to understand about Casa 3000 Lily is there's a character named Sunny. And just to be honest, I was Slab and Eris was Mr. Young. So one thing you need to know, that Pakuro was going out with Haku a long time ago. When I saw on the street with Courtney and Lily, she put her ass on me. She told Haku's square ass, don't think that I'm not gonna get over that short. I'm gonna call her green-eyed motherfucker. And Haku's like, Pac, I told you to listen. I know it sounds crazy, but lately dealing with all these without living characters that are ruining the studio because of my moonbase, I still have to deal with Uncle Tommy is frightening. One thing you have to understand is that I'm the last of an organic generation. Lily, when I had that fight with Courtney, Lily, after I had a real autistic problem, this shit doesn't exist anymore because they're ignoring Orange and Gumball. I said, I had it with you, Courtney, and finally decided to fight him after he was more popular and getting picked on. The very last of that, was because I was in the 90s. Also, there's this guy named Chris. I also knew my freshman year in high school. He was called Chris Cruz. Literally, he was spelled the same way as my Chris, K-R-I-S. I made an alternate timeline with him. What happened was Chris rejoined my side of society, but in this one, there was this guy in Boy Scouts, right? Kind of like my protege, but I don't like that. That's connected to a manipulator. Like I said, literally, I'm a bitch, I'm Vin Diesel. Anyway, what happened was I had somebody imitate a little brother's blur called Alex. Alex versus Chris in domestic violence, but unlike my Chris, he did the pre-thing, went Megalodon, and said the same thing 364 different ways. Crab said, yo, Lily, Aristar, he had all in the bag. He had you been edgy, Lily. Then he told Chris, he's like, I came at you like this. You wore extra cologne. And one of my favorite fights in Fairy Tail was Frost, the guy from Edelos. This is Natsu, Ajo, and Wendy, all Dragon Slayers. I've been for flight school, but I didn't get permission. Anyway, Sunny, literally, I have a whole bunch of homework. Sacrifice the chaotic.